Well, gents, what a week of news. I mean, we've been hearing one specific topic for the past few months. Obviously, Sharks, Siya Kolisi, and now it's officially official. After 11 years of loyal service to his province, Siya Kolisi has now signed on for the Sharks, and what should be a very interesting occasion for rugby fans. I mean, obviously, I think the Western Province fans are going to be a bit heartbroken, but it's a new opportunity for Sia. And before we get into the discussions debate, I want to actually credit the, everyone's been going on with the money talk and all that, and we're going to get into the investments and all that. One note to make for Sia, and I think he deserves a little bit of credit here. He didn't go overseas for something that could have given him double or triple of what he's earning. He kept his loyalties to South Africa, and that's not many who do that. So for that, I do give Sia credit. Although I know he's joined my squad over there, but it's interesting times. Jens, what's your take on it?
You know, Gareth, I agree with you. He could have probably, well, we won't know what offers he had on the table.
Sure.
But there would have been several. I mean, this is a big fish to catch. I enjoy the fact that he's staying. He's picking up a new shovel. Yeah, for a better word, he's starting off a whole new thing.
Yes.
But I have it on good authority that he actually signed 2 deals with the Sharks, one in his playing capacity and one in respect of more of a representative capacity. And that he's going to build out the image of the Sharks. And, you know, the current Springbok captain who won and lifted the World Cup not very long ago, what better face do you want? So that's some good business there. That's some good thinking. And also, but I like the fact, you know, he's going to influence and reach so many new people now. He's been in Cape Town for so long. So this is like a whole fresh thing. I like it. It's going to be interesting to follow.
I think also what sorry, Andy, before it's almost similar to what Dan Carter did with the Auckland Blues last year. He came in as a leadership, it's inspiring / payroll, but unfortunately got injured. But I think that's something we can see. And I think from the communities, because the Sharks Academy is so big and doing quite well, he could be a major influence, as to what you said, to inspire the communities. So it's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, I think from my point of view, I think there's 2 interesting factors from someone, I suppose, I say this a lot, I know, outsider looking in as in a non-South African. I think it's quite clear that part of this deal is for commercial reasons. Sia comes with great commercial value, there's no doubt about it, and so he should. Like, what he does off the pitch is outstanding. I mean, from a player's perspective, I don't know if Joe can just bring up the graphic that I made up earlier on this how weird to see it looking at Sharks in a Sharks top for a start. But if we can look at the list of back rows that they've got at the Sharks already, I mean, that's a pretty. He's going to link up with his old mate Notche as well. We know Ivan Roos has just gone to Western Province on loan. That's fine. James Fenton's only just come in, and maybe, you know, Mtembu and David's are probably more towards the 7th side. That's fine. But that's a list that most franchises would be extremely happy with. So I'm not. And that's what leads me to believe that, you know, that there are certain commercial reasons behind it, and I'm not having a go about that at all. I think it's a very shrewd move for both of them. And the other point I must bring up about this is the way Sia has been in the press and the media the last few days. Few things have stuck out for me. He said that he blatantly said no to Western Province a new deal. He's intimated that he's paid the transfer fee himself to get out of it early. And I think the final comment he said on the day of his was it yesterday, the press conference the day before, he said, "I woke up happy this morning." That speaks volumes to me on what's going on in Western Province at the moment. It speaks volumes to me that a man who has shown such loyalty to Western Province for 11 years, and I'm sure he has been tempted or tried to be tempted away many times. But I suppose, Rena, from your point of view, and looking at that list that we just shown there, from a playing perspective, what does Sia bring that's different to what they've already got there? If I put yourself, try and get into Shane Everett's head, if you like.
No, that's fine. And yeah, I'm so glad you asked me this question, because I want to add just another angle to this. Once this Pro 16 thing reaches liftoff and the possibility of Challenge and or Champions Cup gets added to that, because the rumors are that that's going to be in the offing, that's going to be the kind of squad that these teams will need. Because to play in those competitions, that's what you need. The moment you got an injury or two, then already, even just looking at it like that, they're going to be on the level where they can't afford anything else. So no, that's very good for the Sharks that they've got that in the back row. But they're going to need to beef up on the centers and fullback and all over the place. But where Siya will fit in there, will fit in like a hand in a glove. That guy, remember, he played for the Stormers in Western Province for such a long time. He played in an ever-changing, evolving Springbok setup. So adaptation for him isn't an issue. And he was captain, remember that. He had to not only play in an ever-changing system, but also captain it successfully, which he did. So, but word is he's not going to captain the Sharks. That Lukhanyo Am is going to keep on being the captain, which is fine. You saw that.
I think that'll benefit Siya. I think Siya will be a better player for it.
I think you will
we
too.
saw that with the Blues.
He's starting to become defined by being a captain rather than a player.
Yes.
And I think in moving away from being a captain, this could actually define him as a player, because he does divide opinion on his playing ability. Let's not sugarcoat it. There are some people who believe that if he wasn't the captain of probably the Springboks, I don't think I'm speaking out of turn, that maybe he's not the best person. Now he can just go in there, he can be a leader, and the pressure of the captaincy and the spotlight will eventually fade on him, while he's there. So yeah,
I honestly think this is going to be a great move for him, from like we said, a playing point of view, and I think for him it's going to excite him just as much as maybe a lot of us who have heard those types of comments that Andrew just mentioned. For him to now just go on and play the game for the love of the game and just have a lot of fun, whether he's playing, whether he's on the bench, whether he's a water boy or a leader, a helper, all those type of things. I mean, let's not forget when Siya was water boy for I think one of the World Cup games. It was a hell of a moment, because we thought we'd lost the cap. To what Renan was saying, not just he was there for Stormers and adapting to the Springboks, but before that he was with the Eastern Province sides before he got to the Stormers, and also Grey High School, and before that the township schools. So he's managed to transform and do things that I think a lot of people forget about. And I think all that experience and motivation and challenges and hard times is going to go into inspire more players out there. We're going to hear more stories like what we've heard of Mapimpi and all the other guys. I think it's going to be really great.